Rain drizzled softly over the sleepy streets of Ashbury, a small town where everyone thought they knew everyone. A silver Toyota pulled up quietly outside the brick facade of the police station. The woman who stepped out looked unremarkable, early 40s, plain clothes, minimal makeup, hair in a tight bun. She wore black slacks, a navy blue coat, and held a thin leather briefcase in one hand. She walked into the station unnoticed at first. The front desk officer, chewing gum and scrolling through his phone, looked up with disinterest. "Can I help you?" he asked, not bothering to hide his boredom. "I'm here to speak with whoever is in charge of the investigation into the Langford case," she said calmly. The officer squinted. "And you are Claire Monroe?" He snorted. "Okay, Claire. Do you have an appointment?" "No." "Then you can fill out a complaint form like everyone else." He gestured to a clipboard. She didn't move. "Ma'am, unless you're someone important, you're going to have to take a seat." Claire glanced at the clock. "Is Lieutenant Harris in today?" The officer blinked. "How do you know?" Before he could finish, a tall, broad-shouldered man appeared from a hallway behind him. "This woman here wants to talk about the Langford case. No appointment. Just walked in like she owns the place." The man turned his attention to Claire and immediately exhaled sharply. "Oh no," he muttered. "Lieutenant Harris," Claire said with a polite nod. He approached quickly, wiping his hands on a towel. "Ms. Monroe, I wasn't expecting you until tomorrow." "I came early," she replied. Officer Sanders was now gawking. "Wait, you know her?" Lieutenant Harris gave the younger officer a hard glare. "This is Claire Monroe. Special Inspector Monroe. She's with Internal Affairs. She reports directly to the Attorney General's office." Silence. The kind that makes time stop. Officer Sanders sat up straighter, cheeks flushed with embarrassment. He looked like he wanted to disappear into his chair. Claire gave him a long look. "Still want me to fill out that form?" He opened his mouth, but no sound came. "Didn't think so." Lieutenant Harris motioned toward the hallway. "We've set up a secure conference room for you. Lead the way." As they walked, whispers stirred behind them. Officers and staff who'd ignored her moments ago now watched her with wide eyes. She wasn't just someone important. She was someone dangerous, especially if you had something to hide. The conference room was plain but functional. A whiteboard, a projector, a stack of manila folders on the table. Claire set down her briefcase and opened it, revealing a laptop, several files, and a voice recorder. "I'll be needing full access to the case files, witness testimonies, and body cam footage," she said. "You'll have it," Harris replied. "I'm not proud of how this case has gone." "Tell me." He sighed and sat across from her. "It started 3 months ago. Teenager named Evan Langford was shot by officers during a traffic stop. Said he was reaching for a weapon. No weapon was found. Family's been protesting. Media's catching on. We've done internal review, found nothing conclusive, but there's pressure from above." "Where are the officers involved?" "Still on paid leave. Pending further review." Claire opened a folder. "Names." "Sergeant Jason Miller and Officer Thomas Greaves." She typed their names into her laptop. Background. Decorated. No prior complaints. Claire raised an eyebrow. "That's unusual." "Yes, well," Harris shifted uncomfortably, "our complaint system isn't exactly efficient." She didn't respond. Just kept typing. For the next 2 hours, she asked questions. Precise. Surgical. She picked apart timelines, patrol logs, statements. Harris did his best to keep up. By noon, she'd already spotted 3 inconsistencies. "I'd like to interview the officers," she said. "They've lawyered up." Doesn't matter. I'll file subpoenas. She stood, packed up her things, and turned to go. Ms. Monroe, Harris said, why did they send you? She paused. Because someone upstate thinks the truth has been buried here. And with that, she left. Over the next week, Claire dismantled the case piece by piece. She reviewed the body cam footage frame by frame. She noticed what others hadn't. The timestamp jumped by 6 seconds during the most critical moment. Edited. Tampered. She visited the Langford family. Evan's mother, eyes hollow, handed her his phone. They never looked at this, she whispered. Claire cracked the password in 20 minutes. There was a video, recorded automatically as Evan had tried to place the phone on the dashboard. In the clip, Evan's voice could be heard, panicked. I'm getting my license, okay? It's in the glove. Gunshots. 3 of them. Then, silence. She played it again. And again. When she returned to the station, she called an emergency meeting. Officers filled the room. Harris sat at the head of the table. Claire stood beside a projector. I've concluded my review, she began. The shooting of Evan Langford was not only unjustified, it was criminal. Murmurs. Shifting in seats. She pressed play. The audio filled the room. Some officers paled. Harris closed his eyes. This footage, she said, was never reviewed. It was in the victim's possession the entire time. It contradicts the official report filed by Sergeant Miller and Officer Greaves. It proves excessive force was used. A hand went up. What about the body cam footage? Claire changed slides. Altered. Edited to conceal the moment of the shooting. I've already sent it to a forensic lab for verification. She turned to Harris. An investigation will be opened into the evidence handling process. If someone here helped cover this up, I'll find them. The room fell silent. Then someone asked, almost defiantly, and who are you to do all this? Claire looked at him. I'm the one you ignored. The one your desk officer mocked. The one you thought was just another civilian walking in off the street. But I'm also the one who answers only to the Department of Justice. And as of this morning, the DOJ has signed off on a federal probe into the Ashbury Police Department. No one said a word. I suggest you cooperate. Within a month, the department was in upheaval. Miller and Greaves were arrested and charged with manslaughter and evidence tampering. Their lawyers pleaded not guilty, but the public video made national headlines. The trial was inevitable. Several officers resigned. A few others were placed on leave pending further investigation. Officer Sanders, the one who dismissed her at the front desk, approached Claire one morning as she packed up her temporary office. Ms. Monroe, he said sheepishly, I wanted to apologize. For earlier. I didn't know who you were. She looked at him, then offered a tight smile. That's the problem, Officer Sanders. You didn't need to know who I was to treat me with respect. He nodded. You're right. She zipped her briefcase shut. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the community. And do better. He nodded again, more solemnly this time. On her last day in Ashbury, Claire stood at Evan Langford's memorial, a small bench placed near the town square, decorated with flowers, candles, and photos. His mother stood beside her. Thank you, the woman whispered. They tried to silence us. Claire's voice was quiet. Not anymore. Will justice be done? Claire looked out at the town. Quiet. Watching. Changing. Yes, she said. But it's only the beginning.